the Washington football team. I hope they get a name soon. But right now, it's just the Washington football team, or abbreviated as WFT. I tweeted this early in the season after they beat the Eagles. And even earlier than that, I had tweeted that they're going to have one of the best defensive lines in the NFL. But when they beat the Eagles, I tweeted this. I said, if their offense can be mediocre, they will without a doubt make the playoffs. And that's not even true. And they're in the playoffs right now. Their offense is dead last. They're 30th in offensive yards per game, which is only up from two teams. They're 24th in scoring, which is mostly due to the field position they get from their defense. And damn, this offense is bad, but this defense is so elite that they have them at 6-7. And they probably going to go into the playoffs over your Giants. I know you're hoping the Giants make it.
So what I'm going to say about comparing them to the Giants, if you really look at both teams, both their defenses are trending upwards right now. Both playing great defense on that side of the ball. I would say Washington has a better pass rush than us, but Leonard Williams has been playing like a top D tackle in the league right now. I will say that, regardless of what anybody got to say about him. But, what I feel like is, their offense is more diverse than ours right now. You got a guy like Terry McLaurin who can run any route. He's fast. He's going to go up and grab the ball. Like, you want him on your team. Like, he's a good receiver right now. Logan Thomas has been playing really well. They got two good running backs where they've been running a nice two-set formation, using both of them really well. Like, their offense has a better chance of scoring than the Giants.
And I don't know why, because I think that the Giants' offense has more talent. Like Washington, McLaurin is the number one receiver without a doubt.
But besides him, they don't really.
But you guys have Evan Ingram, who should be better than he is. Darius Slayton, who's okay.
Yeah.
Sterling Shepard, Golden Tate. You guys don't have a number one, but you guys have a bunch of number twos.
Exactly. And we just got a bunch of guys who could just run short routes and be safety valves. We don't really have that one guy that's gonna go and attack you downfield. And that's what I feel like the problem with the Giants is. And also we don't got a quarterback that could sit in the pocket and make reads. Alex Smith is a veteran quarterback, played under Andy Reid.
And that's what changed their season when they put him to play.
That's what I'm saying. Now he's giving them the best chance to win. Trying to get the balls to his playmakers, and he's looking good. Against the Lions, he looked good. I thought he had a good game. But, when you're looking at, I feel like it's Giants or them. I really don't think the Eagles are going to keep winning. I don't really see the Cowboys figuring it out. There's just so much going on with them internally that, with the Giants, yesterday against the Cardinals, that's a must-win game. That's one of the biggest games of the year. Everyone had us losing, obviously. But, if you really watch that Giants game, we beat ourselves. First defensive drive, we goal line stand. Our offense does nothing. Our first 4 offensive drives were punts. And punting from inside of our 20, leading them to good field position. So it's how much can your defense keep you in the game? Mm-hmm. Your offense has to score. And I feel like that's what has been separating the Washington football team from the Giants is these last 3 weeks, they've been scoring and playing really good defense. Giants been playing really good defense. If you look at that game against Seattle, they only put up 17 points. Their defense had to play so good to let the Seahawks only put up 12 points.
Yeah.
And that's 12 points against the Giants, that's unheard of. That's a free game. But if you've really been looking at the way we've been playing defensively, our defense, in the NFC East, those two teams are trending upward right now. And the other two teams are kind of middle, trending kind of downward. Because you don't really know what's good with Philly right now. Mm-hmm. But talking about coaching and, the GMs in Dallas right now and not playing for each other, it's just a whole big thing going on. So, I think whoever has to see the Giants or the Washington football team in the first round is not going to be happy. If you're thinking about the Rams or the Bucks, they're not going to want to fly to MetLife or wherever Washington.
FedEx
Field to go and play them. They're gonna it's a yes and no type of thing. Yes, they want to play them because you do want to play a good defense, get your offense ready. But then again, it's those defenses are are shutting down good teams.
Yeah, and talking about shutting down, like the Washington football team, they're fourth in yards allowed per game. They're third in passing, 10th in rushing, and they're sixth in scoring, and only behind teams like Saints, Ravens, Rams, Dolphins, and Steelers.
Top teams in the league.
What I take from this is that the Saints have a good offense. The Ravens, good rushing offense.
Yeah.
But they score points. The Rams do too. The Dolphins do. The Steelers, somewhat.
Yeah.
But the Washington football team is the only team that their defense continually stops other teams from scoring, even though they're on the field so much longer than any other defense. Like, I don't know if there's a stat for that, but their defense is on the field a lot. Yesterday against the 49ers, they scored two defensive touchdowns. One scoop and score, a forced fumble by Deron Payne. It was scooped by Chase Young. And then I was really impressed by this guy. His name is Cameron Curl. He's a 7th-round pick. He's a rookie. He had a pick 6 yesterday.
Saw that.
And he's a really good safety. I just heard about him, and I did more research on him. This defense is elite. I mean, you look at their front forward, Chase Young, Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne, Montez Sweat runs a 4.41.
Yeah, like,
that's faster than some receivers in the league.
That's what I'm saying. Like, those two guys are.
Like, you look at the past 4 drafts. In 2017, they drafted Jonathan Allen in the first round. 2018, they drafted Deron Payne in the first round. 2019, they drafted Montez Sweat in the first round. And this past year, they drafted Chase Young in the first round. So this D-line is first-round level talent.
They're coming together right now.
And if you ask anybody in the league, if you just ask me, honestly, if I'm taking a 2 defensive end duo moving forward, I think Chase Young and Montez Sweat are at the top of that list of guys that I'm moving forward with.
To start a defense with right now, yeah.
Yeah, like on the defensive line, I think those are the 2 guys that I'm taking over other guys. Maybe there's some other players out there. Like another duo would be like Zadarius Smith and Preston Smith.
I mean, Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Donald.
Nah, but I'm talking about like just on the defensive line, yeah.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying.
Just edge rushers.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. You're right. I mean, I really like Montez Sweat and Chase Young. I really think that, like, you know, they're special players and they're going to be like, you know, like in that different category of DNs, because it's hard to find DNs now, and especially top talent DNs, and they're like living up to the hype right now.
Their defense is playing really good, and Landon Collins is on IR. They got some other players on that are injured right now, I believe. Like, I think Kevin Pierre-Louis has been questionable for a little bit, but they have a bunch of under-the-radar guys. Like, I mentioned Kevin Pierre-Louis. He's a really good cover linebacker. John Bostic, he's their leading tackler. They got a lot of guys, man, and I think their defense is going to be one of the best in the league for a couple of years.
Yeah.
If they can try to, maybe get a quarterback. You know, I was talking to some friends about this, and if they can maybe sign a Dak Prescott, quarterback that's that type of level, to go on that team with that type of defense.
Sam Darnold would not be bad there
I don't know.
Bro.
I like Sam Darnold, but I'm not too sold, especially going into a place like that. I don't know. Like, I would want to play it safe. I would want to get a quarterback
that's solidified.
That's solidified.
He's gonna bring
exactly. Sam Darnold is still
up in the air.
Yeah, maybe he can be good if he's in another system, but you don't know that for certain.
That's true.
But I'd love Dak Prescott, especially facing off against the Cowboys.
I think he's above average, bro. I've always said, like, a lot of Cowboys fans don't like him. I think he's good. I don't want to face him 2 times a year.
I mean, the Cowboys, man, the thing about it is that Dak Prescott got all the blame last year. Definitely. And then this year, you look at it now, and they're wishing for him back.
Wishing, bro. They wish they had him right now, because they'd be one of the top teams in the NFL, I think, if they had him.
No, I don't think so. I think they would be in games, though, because they get, like, embarrassed.
I think that he brings the morale of the team up a lot.
I think so, too, but I think that defense has just been horrible.
Suspect. Very suspect.
Can't.
And I love CeeDee Lamb, bro, and I think he's great. But if you really look at what are the team needs, that pick is just like what? Like, I get it. You're trying to get a superstar. You're trying to, find the gem in the draft. But, like, do it for your defense. Like, you already got Amari. You got Michael Gallup. Their tight end is
Schultz.
Schultz, yeah. He does his thing. But, like, you got 2 guys who can do everything CD does. But, I get it, like, he's got, like, the most yards out of the slot or whatever, if he still leads it. But for me, like they should have drafted defense with that pick.
Mm-hmm.
But going back to the Washington football team, I feel like whoever makes it, Giants or them, can make a run. And everyone's calling me crazy, bro. Like
I think they can win the game.
I feel like the Giants. Me personally, I said this, bro. If the Giants make the playoffs, we're making the miracle happen again, man.
It's not just the bias talking that you're a fan.
Nah, because like if you really look at our defense from when we won those 2 Super Bowls, and then you look at our defense now, kind of similar. Good.
But your offense wasn't as good.
Nah, exactly. And because we could run the ball. We had 2,000-yard rushers. Now, we've been running the ball okay. No Barkley. That hurts. And you don't really have like you said, a number 1 receiver, a bunch of number 2 guys. So it's like, who's going to be that receiver that is going to take over the game for us? We don't have that. That's the thing. Terry McLaurin can take over a game. I feel like, personally.
I think if defense key in on him, he can. Because he was kind of silent against the 49ers.
No, you're right. Yesterday, he didn't really put up much. And, if you key him up. But, like the Giants, you could play man on them all day. You don't really have to run a zone. They don't really have anyone who's going to, blow past you too much. Maybe Golden take a couple plays, maybe Shep. But, our deep threat is Slayton. And, Engram is just, like you say, he should be way better than he is. He should be a top tight end in the league. And
he's just way too inconsistent.
I just feel like we misuse him, and he gets injured too much. But the way things are looking right now with how our schedule, that week 17 against the Cowboys might make it or break it for the Giants if we in or out. So I think either team makes it, they'll win a game.
Yeah.
I think one, and then after that, anything can happen to me, to be honest. I think if they either team, look at the Bucs against the Giants. The Giants should have won that game. It was just a couple bad calls, I think, that the Giants got on defense that kind of screwed them over. And Daniel Jones on offense was Daniel Jones. So that's why we lost. And against the Rams, we get that terrible pass interference call, I'm pretty sure, at the end of the game. There's a lot of – if you look at the Giants, there's a lot of games they should have won. They should not be 5-8, I think they are now.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, you look at, earlier in the season, Washington, they looked horrible.
Because the quarterback change really benefited them a lot.
Yeah.
Alex Smith is an on-the-field coach.
Yeah, exactly.
And he knows how to go through his second, third, and fourth read, so the offense runs much smoother with him